you got scared and therefore now you want to join other service.
Sir, I think it will be an honor to serve the Indian Postal Department as well, but only in the order of preference, sir. Since I started out with this ambition of becoming a civil servant as an IAS, I am still aspiring further, sir.
Black coffee, sorry. Would you like to have tea or coffee, something?
No, sir. Thank you.
Huh? Sure?
Very sure, sir.
What is FATF?
So the FATF is the Financial Action Task Force. It was brought into existence by the G7 countries. So its primary task is to try to reduce as much as possible through international cooperation, the global money laundering and terror financing.
So how do you chase money in order to control terrorism?
So the funding to terrorism happens under the carpet where the government cannot usually trace it. And hence tracing the funding of terrorism, sir, could happen through multiple ways which are currently non-transparent, such as the darknet, such as the money laundering routes which happen through the shell companies, so on. Cryptos also.
Pakistan is on a grey list, right? So what is the meaning of being on the grey list?
Sir, the meaning of being on the grey list is that there are increased restrictions and vigilance on the use of funds, and there are certain obligations that the grey list countries have to abide to take measures to curb any sort of terror financing which happens to the country.
I have reason to be sure that you know that FATF had told 27 points for Pakistan to fulfill. You know that?
Sir, I only know it told, but I don't know the 27 points now.
No, not all. I'm not even going to ask that. But any idea about, do you remember how many points Pakistan fulfilled it?
I'm sorry, sir, I don't know.
Okay.
I'll go back and read.
Okay. How will cryptocurrency assist money laundering and terrorism?
So, cryptocurrency is a completely decentralized concept. It is not centrally regulated and it has complete anonymity. To that extent, sir, it curbs transparency. And hence, any transfer of funds, even internationally to different countries, can happen through the crypto medium and it becomes difficult to track.
Now, there is always a lot to discuss there, but I want to also spend a minute on something I find new in your DAF. I think one thing that wasn't there previously is you are reading self-help books.
Yes.
Right? So, did you develop it during the year?
Sir, I was usually told to keep the hobbies limited to 3. So, this hobby, although it has been there since the past, I have gotten more regular with this hobby lately, sir.
Okay. It's not like UPSC panel is going to notice this.
Yes.
They only have DAF 2 day in front of them. So, some other later on, we may discuss what books you like to read. But as of now, I will hand you over to the next esteemed panel member.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Samiksha.
Hello, sir.
You got allotted to Indian Postal Service, right?
Yes.
But joined there only for 15 days.
Yes.
Where were you getting trained?
Sir, I was getting trained in Ghaziabad, in the Rafi Ahmed Kidwai National Postal Academy.
Great. Although you did not work in Postal Department for even for a month, but still UPSC would like to know more about postal services, right? So I want to know about SWOT analysis of Postal Department. You know SWOT analysis?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about SWOT analysis of Postal Department.
So the strengths first.
Yeah.
So we have a very wide network, last mile in fact, of 1.5 lakh post offices. Secondly, sir, we are pioneers in financial inclusion. Because of our large staff of 4 lakh employees, we provide door-to-door banking services. And third is the trust that the public holds, especially in the financial inclusion sectors. So coming to the weaknesses, although we've done tremendously well in the speed post section and financial inclusion, but we are yet to improve our quality in the parcel segment. Secondly, sir, since it is a very large size of the organization, we are trying to innovate, but bringing innovations becomes challenging given the large size. Opportunities, sir. Such tremendous opportunities lie in front of us because there is an e-commerce boom happening in the country. So in the parcel segment, in the logistics, we can play a very big role, especially in the tier 2 and tier 3 cities where only we have presence. And so secondly, there are many opportunities, many untapped revenue streams which we can capture, such as, sir, it takes 500 rupees of extra luggage on the airports. But if we can ship it using our postal services, it will be a game changer. Even international applications filed by post by students. Finally, coming to the threats, sir. So we need to continuously innovate at a very rapid speed if we want to be relevant and serve the people better. And so private competition in the courier services is another threat that we have.
Good, very good. In this context only, I want to know whether the initiative of Department of Post in running a postal bank been successful. IPPB.
Sir, although we may not have clocked profits yet, but sir, it has been very successful in terms of the ease that it provides to the customers and our reach. A simple delivery can be booked on the phone and the postman would come home and provide cash withdrawal and multiple other services, sir. So to that extent, I believe it has been successful.
You have studied accounting and commerce, right?
Yes.
There was a theory of presumptive losses on the basis of which audit para was given by one of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Do you agree with theory of presumptive losses?
Sir, I don't know much about this theory. I've only heard it. I will have to be more on this, sir. Sorry, sir.
What are small saving instruments offered by Postal Department? Name three. Only three.
So first is the Public Provident Fund. Second is the Sukanya Samriddhi Scheme. And the third is the Senior Citizen Savings Scheme.
Great. You authored a book called Service Textbook.
Yes.
What was it about?
So it was a very innovative way to remember the provisions of service tax, wherein rather than a normal taxation book, it was more like a comic book full of pictures and caricatures and different mind palace and memory techniques, so that by the end of the 2 hours, one can remember all the provisions of service tax.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, Samiksha.
Very good afternoon, sir.
You are a CA by training, chartered accountant. What is the difference between a CA and a CFA, chartered financial analysis?
So a chartered accountant is a degree offered by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India and largely for practicing within India as per the Companies Act. So the CFA practice is one which is recognized internationally, which gives scope to practice even outside. And so it is more focused in the security segment, sir, in financial management areas. So portfolio services, and it is more driven towards security management areas.
Not in taxes. CFAs don't deal in taxes, like chartered
Sir, I'll read
accountants.
more on this, sir. I'm slightly getting confused at the moment.
Okay, they don't not like a CA knows everything about taxation and taxes and tax avoidance and whatnot. CFAs don't get involved in taxes at all. You would be definitely be aware of GAAP, IFRS. Okay. On similar lines, you have IGAS. What is that?
Sir, I'm sorry, I'm not aware about IGAS.
Well, considering going into the government, know about it. That's the Indian government accounting standards.
So the one issued by the South.
Yes.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you for telling me, sir.
Absolutely right there. Now, what is accrual accounting?
Sir, as opposed to cash accounting, accrual accounting records transactions as and when they are due. So, if the salaries are for this period of March, but they are paid in April, then the accrual system will record it in this particular financial year.
Okay. Now, can it be applied to government accounting?
Certainly, sir. Although our present practice is to follow the cash accounting system, not just in India but in a lot of countries over the world, we can move towards accrual accounting, sir. And to this extent, sir, the 21 states of our country have agreed, and the Chartered Accountants Institute has also released 12 accounting standards, and is slowly starting at the municipal level at the moment, sir.
Has central government made a decision on this?
Sir, to my limited understanding, the 15th Finance Commission has proposed it, and the DISA has been told to formulate a complete roadmap towards it. So yes, sir, to that extent, yes.
Government has accepted it, but it will be a modified accrual accounting.
Sir, I'll read more on this. So thank you, sir.
Okay. What is matching concept in accounting?
So the matching concept means that whatever expenses pertain to the related income of the particular year, to that extent, they must be recorded, sir.
You play bansuri.
Yes, sir.
It's a type of flute. What other type of flutes do you know?
Sir, while bansuri is the one which is simply made of bass or bamboo, there are others made of different metals, and bansuri is a transverse flute, sir, side blown, and there are front blown triple flutes also. Sir.
Do you know what is a pan flute? A pan flute. P-A-N.
No, sir, I don't know. I would love to know though.
Look it up.
Yes,
It's-
certainly.
The Greek god Pan plays a flute, particular type, which is a pan flute.
Okay. Thank you for telling me, sir.
Do you read newspapers every day?
Ma'am, yes, it is an endeavor. Some days I miss the newspaper, but largely I read it every day.
Which newspaper do you read?
Ma'am, today, for instance, I read the Times of India. Usually, I make it an endeavor to read Indian Express and Times of India.
Sri Lanka is a country which its prime minister. What is his name?
Ma'am, pardon me, I'm forgetting the first name, but the second name is Vikramasinghe, Mr. Vikramasinghe.